One last chance. I'm giving my crock pot one last chance. Welcome back to what is my crock pot drama. And I had planned to make crock pot recipes throughout the month of March and hopefully find one that would work for us. The first one was a total dud, and it totally took the wind out of my sails. I didn't want to make any of the recipes that I had planned for the rest of the month. So I didn't, but I'm back with one that I think should be a winner. Today I am making Salsa Verde honey lime chicken tacos. So I've got everything prepped and ready to go in front of me here. I have chicken breasts, salsa verde, honey, chili powder, chopped onions, garlic, cumin, smoked paprika, salt, and pepper. And then I'm going to put the zest and juice of one lime in here as well. So let's get this cooking, and then I'm going to prep the rest of the taco ingredients: lettuce, tomato, avocado. I think that's all I need to do. Oh, shred cheese. So I'll do that while it's cooking, but I need to get this started if we're going to be eating on time. So I have 2 pounds of chicken breasts here. I thawed them, I dried them off, and then I coated them in about a tablespoon of oil. So I'm putting those in the bottom of the crock pot. Then I'm going to pour on 1.5 cups of this salsa verde. Then I have, what did I put in here? 2 tablespoons of honey. And in here I have 1.5, here we go, 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt, 1.5 teaspoons of chili powder, 1.5 teaspoons of chopped onion, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1/2 teaspoon of smoked paprika, and 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, ground pepper. So I'm going to sprinkle that all in here. And then I'm going to zest my lime, and then I'm going to put the juice of the lime into the crock pot as well. I made a few modifications to this recipe. The original recipe called for more lime juice and more honey, but because my husband can't tolerate a lot of sugar in his diet, I reduced the honey and then inevitably reduced the lime as well, and then I increased the salsa verde a bit. It also didn't call for lime zest, but I don't know why you wouldn't use that. I like putting lime zest. Anytime citrus is called for, I like putting the zest in. And that's it. I'm going to cook it for, it says 2 to 4 hours. Looks like I'm going to get it in right around 3 hours on high. So crank it on to high, and away we go. My chicken's been cooking for 3 hours on high, and I think it's done. There's been a lot of moisture sputtering out of the lid, and it looks fairly well cooked. So I'm going to take it out of the crock pot and let it sit on this board for 5 minutes. While it rests, I'm going to shred my cheese, and then I'm going to put the meat back into the crock pot for another half an hour, just so it can absorb some more juices into those inner parts of the chicken breasts that haven't necessarily been exposed to the liquid until now. So I'm going to get to work on that. All right, hopefully this is tender and actually juicy, because one big problem with chicken in our house is I often get complaints that it's dry. And if you undercook it, it can be tough. And if you overcook it, it can be tough and dry. So it seems pretty good. It is crazy how much these breasts shrunk. I don't know if you can remember what they looked like when they went in, but they are easily half the size they were when I put them in. So I drained all of the excess liquid off of the meat, and I'm just going to keep it warm in here. I'm going to save that liquid. I read in the original recipe that somebody used it as kind of a base for a salad dressing, which I don't know. I would be more prone to use it in a chili, but regardless, I think I might throw it in the freezer. So I'm going to keep that for later. Well, we're done cleaning up supper, and I've got to tell you, I don't think anyone's more surprised than I am about the fact that that was delicious. My daughter Bailey said it was 10 out of 10 awesome. She would definitely want me to make that again. My son Wyatt said he might like it better than ground beef tacos. My oldest son, Marcus, he wasn't here, he was at work, and he's the one who's really skeptical about chicken in general, and especially like pulled meat. He's never a fan of that, so time will tell if I make this again, if he's going to actually be a fan of this. But my husband loved it. Everybody loved it. Jeannie just sucked on limes, but whatever. She was happy. So I would definitely make that meal again. It was really good. Now my only question is, was it good enough to keep the slow cooker for, or could I make it just as good, if not better, in the Instant Pot? So let me know if that's a video you'd like to see. If I make one batch in the Instant Pot, one batch in the Crock Pot, and to see how they compare. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Again, if you have slow cooker recipes that you like, would you share them with me? If you're willing for me to criticize them, if I don't like them, I will honestly tell you that. But I'm really curious, what are the recipes people actually like in their Crock Pot? Because clearly people are fans. I just don't know what you're making that you actually are thinking tastes good. But thanks for hanging out with me today, and I will see you next time.